Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are talking all things sleds and talk tank.
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me.
If you're new to the channel, welcome to Chino HD Training. And like I said before, we're talking about all things sled and talk tank for you to maximize your next Deka or Hyrox competition. So if you've watched the channel, you'll know that I follow Hyrox and also I've taken part in Deka competitions. So when it comes to Deka and Hyrox, Deka uses talk tanks, which are resistance-based equipment, and Hyrox uses sleds. So when it comes to talk tanks, I'll show you what they look like. They have 4 different hand placements. They've got wheels and they work off a resistance lever. And the more you move with the kinetic energy, the more resistance it brings. Alternatively, switch to Hyrox. They use sleds and the sleds have a standard weight. And between open wave and elite wave, the weight changes. But the technique for both is still the same. So today I went to Pure Gym to talk about all things sleds and talk tanks and how with the right technique, hand placement, movement pattern, you can master the tank or sled at your next fitness event. Gyms will not have a talk tank, but the fundamentals of a sled will carry over. When it comes to Hyrox, if you're doing open, it's about 152 kg including the sled, or 202 kg for elite wave. And then if you're doing Deka, it feels about 100 kg, give or take. But either way, I typically load up the sled with about 2 times body weight. So right now you've got about 215 kg. And right now I just want to show you the difference in movement pattern for the sled. So I'm showing you, if you've got your hand too high, you push it and the force is going downwards typically. If you've got your hand too low, it's going up and you're in a really awkward compromised position. The best way is to go forward, middle placements like Goldilocks, and then push forward. And you can see where I'm positioned to just drive it going horizontally. So when it comes to, again, the hand placements being too high, you can see that typically people who try to push it too high will drive it into the floor. Equally, like I've shown here, when it's too low, you're in a compromised position, you can't get the right drive, so you end up going in a motion that isn't forward. The best place is in the middle, straight across, and that's where you need to be. So next is how you look to push it. I like to keep tight in. I typically find people extend their arms and they push that way, which you can move it, but it's not really ideal. When you get tucked in and tight, you can really be close up to it and push it forward. When you have your arms out wide, it kills off your shoulders, which I'm trying to show you here. And the aim of the game is to get in tight and push. Alternatively, you can use like a shoulder dominant, quad dominant movement. Here I'm showing you where you give the arms a rest, hands a rest, and you push with your shoulders. And again, that is saving the arms and using leg drive, and it's just a power energy saver. For Deka, when you're pulling, you don't want to just pull without any technique. You want to retract the scapula like I'm doing here, like you do if you're doing a deadlift, and then you'd want to really drive it back. And again, technique and positioning here is very important. If you keep your body too high and try to take steps, you don't really move anywhere, which I'm trying to show you. You really want to retract, really bend backwards like you're nearly falling, and you're using that and gravity to pull. Alternatively, if you get into a deep squat and do like a low row movement, that again helps when you are really fatigued and you're not really thinking, okay, I can't really move my feet because my feet are like lead. And again, I'll show you how it looks here. Get into a deep squat horse stance like you're doing battle ropes, and then you really drag it. As you can see, there's a lot of useful information and a lot of useful tips that allow you to master your next event. A lot of places where you could go wrong just simply because of the way your feet are placed, with the way your hands are placed, or with the direction that you're moving the sled. So hopefully you found this helpful. And if you did, and you know people who are looking to take part in the next fitness event, Deka, Hyrox, or anything in between, make sure to share this video. And I'll do more tips and tricks for other stations for Deka, Hyrox, anything that might be useful. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.